What's going on, YouTube? Claic Yuzolt back again with another FFBE video, and in today's video we get a free STMR for beating up a training dummy like we always do, and we have Final Fantasy II's Neovision Awakening banner and Neovision banner starring Firion. So we're gonna get all that and more, so let's get into it. So guys, this week in FFBE, we got a surprise thing we're going to be talking about with that training dummy STMR. But first and foremost, I want to talk about the new banner that's coming out for Final Fantasy II featuring Firion as the new Neovision unit. Not only is Neovision Firion coming out, but we also get Neovision Awakenings to Emperor, Dark Knight Leon, and Aileen. And I know a lot of people were waiting for Aileen. This video is not, I'm trying to be better at making the news videos a little bit shorter so you guys get all the information you can in a quick condensed way, because I know I can go on and talk a lot. So I'm just going to give it a breakdown real quick. Emperor is the prize here on this banner, in my opinion. His Neovision Awakened version will give most of us, including me, a way to finish in the Dark Visions with a magic damage dealer, and he can actually output quite a lot of damage, competing with some of these new Neovision units that are coming out. Dark Knight Leon's okay. He can do some damage. You know, he's nothing like breaking the game like Lauren was, but he's decent. He's decent. He's more decent than Balthier. And sadly, Aileen is just falling behind the tracks. I kept looking for some kind of global upgrade for her, and it doesn't seem like she's getting it. She's one of the most fan-favorited units in the game, but she seems to keep just getting pushed to the wayside, even delayed to this point. And then she comes out and she didn't get any buffs. I thought they delayed her to give her some buffs, but sadly they didn't. Moving on down, we're getting the summoning coin and the stupid panel system again. And I'm just waiting on that Neovision, pity, which I think is coming with Kingdom Hearts. At least that's what I think JP got it with. And we'll have to talk a little bit more about something JP got that we haven't seen yet as well. So Firion Neovision, I love his transformation. Again, I love when the unit changes so much that it looks almost like a completely different unit when they transform into their Brave Shift form. And it's one of the cooler things about Neovision for me, is seeing that shift in the unit as they move over. So going on down, we have the Super Trust Mastery Reward, Firion's Bow, Attack 180, two-handed weapon, activated Rose Archer, only for Firion, boost physical damage against avian monsters, boost LB damage, and boost equipment attack when a single weapon is equipped in both hands, so true double hand. Listen, if you're going to be using Firion, and I'll just say this outright here, Firion isn't all that amazing. He really isn't. If you love Firion, he's obviously going to be able to do the damage that Cloud and then Axstar could do with their NV forms, and maybe a little bit more, and for sure if he has his bow on and he's facing a bird-type monster. But this bow is it's called Firion's Bow. It literally is only for Firion, in my opinion. So a two-handed bow is pretty nice, but this thing being locked to Firion really makes it niche, and you have to be using Firion for it to even matter to you. Thorns of the Rose. Attack boost by 30% when equipped with a sword, axe, or spear, and boost attack by 60% when equipped with a bow. So it's kind of a strange scenario here that they want you to have a true double-handed bow in his hand, and then his TMR is trying to make you like maybe try to true dual wield this way out, and the 60% with a bow is kind of also awkward. Honestly, I think both his STMR and his TMR aren't looking the best to me. You guys can let me know in the comments if I'm somehow missing something here with this, but it doesn't look that great. And his vision card is also lackluster, but we'll go over that in the vision card overview here in a second. But again, as I talked about, Firion, he's going to be doing that nice physical damage you're used to people doing, but nothing stellar, nothing breaking the bank. It's more of like in this Neovision era, who do you want to be using? Who do you like the most? You think Firion looks badass? Go ahead and try Firion out if you like him, if you're a big FF2 fan. Moving on down, like I talked about with Emperor, his Brave Shift form, I mean, I'm just talking about pixel-wise, it looks okay. It does look like maybe a winning animation. Again, they're so hit or miss with some of these sometimes when it comes to Neovision Awakening, but the unit Emperor himself, a lot of people are going to be very excited. I'm going to do that whole Neovision Awaken thing where I show a rotation. He's going to be like a big magic damage dealing finisher that I desperately need in Dark Visions. I recently started doing Dark Visions again with all the changes, and I loved it, but I did find myself missing a lot of the magic damage that I needed. Curse you, Starlight Elena, why didn't you come home? But, yeah, because I wanted to use her hybrid damage to go ahead and chain it up and at least try to beat the stages. But this is going to help me immensely, and we're going to go over him in great detail because he does end up being able to do big fire damage. But he is locked, fire is where he's going to be at on the element, but with magic, I feel like I'm grasping at straws anyway in this game. And so I'm hoping to rectify that with Emperor and then with some of my pulls in the future for some of the magic damage dealing Neovision units. Moving on down, Dark Knight Leon, again, kind of just looks like a powering up or victory stance. Nothing too crazy here with the Neovision Brave Shift unlocked, and he is same The same goes for him as a unit. Not saying that he can't output the damage that you would want to have him use in these trials, because he can. He can literally be used as your damage dealer or help out your team. He'll have some special things to him, but in the end, it's nothing to be like, oh my god, he's here. Like, Lauren was that unit. Lauren was the unit with Neovision Awakened that we're not going to see in a long time. She did a ton of damage. She provided a ton of different aspects to her support kit and broke just like a normal breaker. That is a... I don't know if we'll see a Neovision Awakened unit for a long time that can output that kind of stuff. And then Aileen puts up her big old drill, but sadly, again, I do not see any type of buffs here. I don't see them, and I don't know. I worry that means they'll never buff any of these Neovision units that kind of people you know, took in and thought of them as being kind of lackluster. So we'll see. We'll look into it when the patch comes. But Aileen is definitely, in my opinion, could possibly be tied with Dark Veritas for the worst Neovision Awakened unit that they did. And everybody likes her. She's like a pink-haired waifu, and they just keep treating her wrong. It's really tough. Looking at Thoughtful Sister Maria, though, we do have a new STMR and TMR we could be getting from this 5-star new Maria, if you guys want to get a hold of her. Super Trust Mastery Reward, determined to defeat the Empire. Boost defensive spirit about 40%, and then it gives you the whole ribbon effect, and then boost LB damage, LB gauge fill rate. So this is a pretty good support kind of STMR that you guys can have that can go on pretty much anybody, more so on a support. That's why I said support or tank, getting that nice defensive buff with the ribbon effect. But I kind of feel myself still liking the Final Fantasy VIII STMR that we were getting with it has like the ribbon effect, but then also has the elemental resistances and stuff like that that we could be getting from there. So that's just going to be kind of like, I guess, a determining outcome if you really need that extra spirit, if you really need that extra defense, or if you want the elemental coverage on a unit you probably have a million of, and hopefully you're getting close to that STMR. The Trust Mastery Reward is another bow. It's a two-handed bow. Activate Bow of Rebellion, boost physical damage against avian monsters, has a 126 attack and a 148 spirit. So this 148 spirit could come in handy down the road at some point. But again, I like bows in this game, but there's not a ton of users that can use the bows, and they don't seem as useful. So overall, I feel like this banner is an Omega Lol skip, considering the fact that I hope and pray that Gumi is bringing us some NVA old Halloween units and some new Neovision Halloween units. The only person on this banner that I think is super worth it to be worrying about is Emperor, and even then, you know, that depends if you have a bunch of Emperor. Trying to summon on this banner and get any of these units, I mean, look at what happened if you got summoned on Elena for Lauren. At least I did. 50k Lapis in or whatever, one Lauren. So good luck with that. And I didn't even get an Elena, but the unit intro quest here for Firion, just like you can just go in and test them out and see how he works. And then we're going to look at some of these new vision cards that we're going to be getting. And I think this Battle with the Black Knights is absolutely one of the most mediocre vision cards we've gotten up to date. Going to give you attack boost 20% when equipped with a sword, axe, or spear, and boost attack by 40% when equipped with a bow. So this is essentially his TMR that I talked about wasn't that great, put into a vision card form. So it has guts at the end, only for FF2 units. Honestly, really bad. So it just keeps bringing down the value of that banner even more. Hoping you guys save up for some nice Halloween fun and then some Kingdom Hearts fun if it's going to be coming around the time the new Kingdom Hearts game comes out, or new, you know, other banners you may be interested in. And this is a vision card bundle that we're going to be getting, so we need to see more information on that. But we have something that's going to be boosting our fire, ice, and light resist by 10%, and then boost it by 20%, and then also give us guts at the end. Maybe this bundle is just going to be super cheap, and it's going to give us the, like, Cactuar leveling up experience things that we need. We'll look at later in the news. I know they talk about bundle upgrades later in the news, but again, this seems kind of like a freebie. Like, you know, kind of like the one they gave us from the anniversary. Nothing too special, nothing too big. So on the vision card front this week, you're good to go. And this is the big thing that everybody was surprised about. The still dummy is here. We have to beat up the training dummy, and we have to kill him as fast as possible to be able to obtain turn challenge medals. I think this is a great thing. They're finally embracing that everybody tries the one-shot bosses anyway, so they're giving us kind of a one-shot boss trial to mess around with, which is kind of cool. You guys have to beat it within 5 turns to be able to collect all of the medals, and if you collect all of them, you get 50, and in which case you're going to be able to exchange for one of these amazing STMRs. And there are a ton on here that are amazing, and some of them I'm even missing and I want really bad. But I think for my pulls, if you guys haven't watched, I did the Revolution Step Up Neovision pull. I think I ended up getting the Coin of Fate Sabin, even though I really wanted one, but maybe I'll go for 2 because 2 seems sweet as well. There's a ton of good ones on here. I'm going to do an entire video video just talking about which ones I think are the top rated ones and which ones I think you should pick. But a lot of the time it's going to come down to, like, do you think you need an extra copy? What if you already have a copy of one? It's going to be really personal based, and that's a lot of decisions in this game, but I'll do my best to talk it out with you guys, and I always want to do my best to do a general consensus over what I think would be great for you guys out there. There are a ton of good ones. There are a few bad ones that I think you guys should stay away from, but we'll go over all of that when it comes out. But this is amazing. I'm also going to try to beat the Still Dummy and show you guys how I did it. I'm sure we're going to go in with Tifa and try to one-shot it with the One Punch Woman. Hopefully that works out for us because everybody has Tifa and has her all the way EX'd up and ready to go. So hopefully that makes it easier for us to take this guy down. But I do like this idea. I'm excited for it, and I can't wait to get my hands on a tasty STMR, and I'm sure you guys can't either. Going on down, item world's opening up. Not going to talk about that too much. Just get in there and do your item world if you can. We do have the 45 million download celebration. They are giving us some NV tickets in here, along with a ton of Lapis and some normal tickets, UOCs. As long as I see that NVEX ticket there, I feel pretty happy because, you know, we all want the NVs at this point. And when you get summon tickets where you cannot get NVs, it kind of feels bad, man. But there's a ton of Lapis in this to get, along with an Ascension Pearl. I wish this was the, upgraded Transcension Pearl, but hey, whatever. We have half energy if you guys need to be catching up in the story like me. I don't know what's my problem is. It's probably because I don't really care for the storyline of season 3, but I haven't been doing the story, and there's a ton of Lapis for me to get there. Also, I do believe there is a new world reset running right now that we need to make sure we get finished. And then we have amazing enhancements, and all the chambers are open. So they're kind of making it like a celebration, a little mini celebration for 45 million downloads. And thank goodness we learned that the player's choice a while ago, the free weekly 10 summon is what won, and we're going to be able to start doing that October 8th, and then moving on down every week after that for 4 weeks. So hopefully we end up getting something good out of these. Best of luck to you. I knew that the one that guaranteed a rainbow or an NV people were popping off a lot on, but this isn't going to be the same here. So we're just going to have to hope to get lucky because it shows a blue there. I don't like that. It showed a little bit of blue there. Then they talk about the exchange shop that we talked about with the summoning coins. Again, there is only fragments in here. The Transition Pearl's in there and all that good stuff, but it's not like a pity system. It's more of like a pity fragment system. And so what I want to talk about before we get down to this bundle update is something that JP got, and something that has to do with those shards, because we were just talking about buying shards in the coin shop. We should have a daily mission by now, at least that's what I think with JP, or it came with Firion, somewhere around Firion, and I'm hoping Global brings it over, where you go in, you can't take friend units, and you go in with a team, and when you clear it, you get a shard, I think a shard or 2, it's a very little number of shards, but you get some shards for Neovision units that you take into the fight. So you can essentially pick which Neovision unit you're going to take into the fight and get their shard for, and you can farm them slowly and surely to be able to EX them or awaken them and all that good stuff. But we're still missing that here on Global. So if you end up getting like those, I don't know, 30, 25, whatever they handed out in their daily login bonuses that doesn't even give you a chance, you know, without pulling an extra copy or getting an extra copy to awaken your units to Neovision or EX them up, etc. This was a way for you to slowly but surely, if you're logging in every day, if you're doing that, if you're making sure to only take that Neovision unit to get their shards eventually. And it doesn't seem, and I'm pretty sure it was permanent in JP. You guys can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I'm hoping that Gumi and Square Enix bring that to Global, you know, sooner than later to get us to where we can start farming these shards out, because I know a lot of people are like this close to being able to get that next upgrade, and this would give them a way to do it, because without bringing them back on banner and not getting VIP coins, it's going to be tough for you guys to finish them off. And we can see here we are getting the good old login and get the shards of all the units, and then another Ascension Pearl for the new units that you're going to be able to Neovision Awaken, and the new Firion that you're going to be able to pull and get your hands on if you would like that. Now, I have gone over a lot of these bundle updates, and honest to God, I don't see any of them being extremely strong. Really, a lot of these bundles I try to stay away from, because I try to stay for the big event bundles, like maybe like there's a Halloween bundle or a Black Friday bundle or something that gives me a lot of Lapis value, or the step-up summons we've been getting, which is kind of like a bundle in itself, but it's a summon, you know what I mean? Like your guaranteed value. They're upgrading them to try to make them a little bit more tasty in the NV meta. They're giving them NV tickets now instead of not having the NV tickets. And then here, if you need a fortification items, excuse me, the Fortisite, to be able to upgrade your NV abilities, you can kind of just go in here, spend $6.99, grab up some, and then go on your day. And you get a lot of value in this one, I think, but it's like $7 for stuff you should be farming in the game already. So I think this is a time saver over anything. If you end up getting a unit and you don't have the Fortisite, and you're like, where am I supposed to get it? They're giving you a bundle to allow you to do that. But you can only get it once per player, so possibly we all just maybe buy it up eventually. It gives you a crap ton of foresight, but again, this is stuff like, do you want to spend the $6.99 on stuff that you were already farming before and you should have a lot of? The metal, it's got value, don't get me wrong, like it's got mad value, but again, that's up to you. You know, me, you're probably going to buy it up easily. But for the general player base, again, this is just stuff you can farm in game and be good with. Limited to 1 time per player. And that's going to be it, guys. I try to do this pretty quickly, moving in. Oh my gosh, no, it's not. I forgot about the whole Leviathan event. How could I miss Minwoo? So many people are excited about Minwoo, and I almost skipped over it. I think it's because they didn't have the new thing next to it. Or I'm just dumb. Thank God I didn't miss this. Minwoo is coming, and I know a lot of FF2 fans and old, like the fans of the old Final Fantasies love Minwoo. They get super excited about this unit coming into here. So this is going to be the free unit for the Firion event. It's going to be a King Mog event, and you can go down here and look at the bonuses that you guys are going to be able to get your hands on. Now, Minwoo, in my opinion, isn't too much of a crazy unit. I know a lot of the times we compare units to what they can do in DV, and now it looks like we might have to see, well, DV is kind of like the same as the turn trials, right? We try to beat it in 1 or 2 turns and get out, not have our allies being KO'd, and sadly, Minwoo just looks amazing, but doesn't bring the value to the team that I think most people are looking for from these free units, because a lot of these free units have been popping off for us lately. So Minwoo sadly isn't there, but I know a lot of people will just be excited to have Minwoo. Ultimate Seeker of Magic, boost MP and Spirit by 20%, fill LB gauge every turn, boost Spirit by 30% when equipped with the staff. So this is a 50% Spirit for someone who's trying to, you know, be tanky when it comes to Spirit damage, some magic damage there. But nothing too insane. Minwoo's Turban, defense 8, magic 23, Spirit 34, boost fire and light resist by 25%. You know, it's always nice to have this stuff, guys. Again, it's like I'm on repeat. Fire, light resist, any kind of elemental resist where you got to put the puzzle together and get everybody to have this certain resistance, and the added value of that high spirit and a little bit of magic could help you guys out in a fight down the road, so you definitely want to pick it up. But in my opinion, sadly, Minwoo is just cool to look at and cool to have, but not going to be used in a lot of parties, in my opinion. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you are going to be using Emperor. I want to know what you're thinking with Emperor, because that's what I want to get on the same wavelength. I want to learn about Emperor. I want to use him in DV. I want to get out of this shackles that I have where I keep not pulling great DV magic damage healers. Subscribe for future FFBE content. Follow me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Claic Yuzolt, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.